Okay, you're recording.
Okay. Who am I? I am Squeak and I am the PIM off-campus coordinator. If you don't know me at this very moment, you will get to know me very, very well within the next 6 months or sooner. What you might not know is that I am also a PIM student. I'm a PIM 66-67 student, and I am currently in my RPP. I'm working full-time and I'm doing my RPP part-time. So that's something you might not know. Where's my office? I'm just on the other side of this wall, so please find me. I'm at 3333 extension, the most coveted extension here on campus. It's really a cool one. So if you have a question, you can always call me. What do? I register here. That's one of the most important things to know. You do not go to the registrar when you want to register for the RPP. You come to me. I also am the person who creates your Moodle sites for the most part, and I assign your advisors. So once those registrations come in, I'm the person who's working with the faculty to make sure that you're properly placed. And I am your #1 go-to person if you're having problems on your off-campus phase. What I don't do is financial aid. If you have questions about financial aid, you need to see Michael Ireland. What I don't do is student visas. If you're an international student and you're having questions, you need to see Janet Halnick about those. But just about everything else, I'm a pretty good resource of information. I also, when you're registering, again, please, in the spring, come to the full orientation. That's going to be very, very important. But between now and that point in time, you want to start thinking about what you're going to be doing for practice. And as Rich sort of alluded to before, you're going to be looking for the equivalent of a 6-month full-time. The minimum is going to be 3 months, whether that is going to be 6-month part-time or whether that is going to be a 3-month part-time. But that gives you an idea of the organization that you're working with. Anything less than that, you're just sort of getting your feet in the door before you leave. So you can do a 6-month full-time, you can do a 1-year part-time, you can do 2 3-month part-times. They can, you can do them simultaneously or back to back, whatever. But it does need to be that 6 months equivalent. To register, well, first, when you go to the orientation, you will be getting a handy-dandy registration book or off-campus phase handbook, which will have a lot of information, probably way more information than you can possibly hold in your cranium, but it will be there for reference. This will also be available electronically on Moodle. All of the forms that you need will also be available electronically on Moodle in your academic year 2008-2009. So to actually do your registration, what you're going to need to do is, when you're finally decided on what practice you want to have, is request a letter of appointment from that organization. And the letter of appointment basically needs to have your start date, your end date, whether you're full-time, part-time, what your job title is, what the description of what work you'll be doing. This also helps your advisor have a little bit of a better understanding of what you're doing when you first start. And there's also a sample letter that will be available in your handbook and also on the Moodle site in case you want to give that to them sort of as a template to work from. That should also let us know who your supervisor is on that letter. There's also going to be the letter of appointment. That is something that, not the letter of appointment, the registration form. That's also going to be available. So those 2 documents, the letter of appointment and the registration form, are what you really need to get to me for registration. Once you get into the capstone writing part of it, the human subjects review form is something that I also need to have a copy of. You can get one to your advisor, but I also need to be copied on that. That's an important document. And how to get these things to me, any way you want to. On the registration form, there's a fax number, so you can fax it to me. If you have an electronic letterhead on the letter of appointment that you have. You can email me, you can scan it and email it to me. You can put it in snail mail and mail it to me. Or, as I say, I'm right, if you're in the area, you can just drop it off if you have any of those before you leave campus. And I think that's about all I have the energy to say.
That's good. Thank you. We do need to just make sure that folks are able to see the step. There you go. Thanks. You'll be getting a hard copy or electronic copy of the upcoming handbook. If you have questions, administrative questions, check in with Squeak. If you have general academic questions, I'll be happy. Rich Rodman, I'm in the undergraduate building, be happy to answer those for you. More likely, however, you need to be seeing your degree area advisors and chairs on there are different wrinkles. There are slightly different sort of wrinkles between the way the different degrees handle, for instance, some of the field experiences, the way the clusters look, the way the Moodle sites are organized. And so they're all individualistic, and from SD to CT to SJ to IE and SLMs. One final thing about the service leadership and management students. You have the opportunity as an SLM student to wander on the spectrum here based on your own interests. IE students will be taking international education specialties for their capstone. SLM students have the ability, again, to work the different, if they're taking a CLC, those that are most germane to the kind of work that they're doing there. So again, you'll be consulting with your faculty advisor. So SLMs have some flexibility, and the other degree areas have their own special instructions on how they will proceed with the different CLCs. So please check in. The degree areas will also probably be having meetings very soon on this, and individually, in their neighborhoods, and certainly into the second semester. So hopefully this has provided you enough information to move forward and begin thinking about next semester. Don't get in a panic about your practicum. Most practicum are chosen, in March, April, some earlier, some later. So there's plenty of time to be thinking about this. So thanks very much, and thanks for your time, and good luck with your RPP.
Values